evening, friends, family, colleagues, supportive strangers, coworkers, former coworkers, and innocent passersby. Um, oh, Today is day 60, and it has been quite a week. I did intend to do an update last week on. I had it in my head to do it Tuesday, but I had a few developments I wanted to have play out just a little bit before I did an update so that I'd have more to say. And as it turns out, I did. It was quite a week. Just uh, on the other side of things, though, I have not been feeling well. So Friday, I just hit a wall and crashed. And not so much emotionally, but physically, I just was exhausted. And halfway through the day, I just fell asleep and have been yesterday was not great. I stayed in bed all day. Today, I was able to get up and do a little bit. However, I am still not 100%, but here we are. I had something happen today, in fact, that made me decide not to wait to do my next update because this is still fresh and equal parts entertaining and aggravating. So I will get to that. I do intend to kind of update in chronological order of events. So just as usual, a little housekeeping. Like if you like, share if you want to share, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the little bell for updates if you want to be notified. If not, that is completely okay too. I am not monetized in any way. I get no ad revenue, no sponsorship. I have no channel merchandise, none of the things that monetize a channel on YouTube. So the really best and only way to support the channel is basic engagement. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and that's it. So let's talk about what happened last week. Monday, I did my usual job search activities in the morning, and on a lark, I put in an application, I don't know, around 8 o'clock Monday evening. Okay, just the usual. I'll hear back or I won't hear back. I'll get a rejection letter or the system will ghost me completely. Who knows? So it was just a whim, just to see what would happen. It was a job I wasn't overly excited about, but the conditions it checked the boxes. The conditions are acceptable. The pay is not stellar, but would be maintainable for a while. So I'm definitely figured it would be worth putting in for. So I did. Tuesday morning, when I came into my office, usually the first thing I do is check my email and look for any interview offers or see what job postings or how many alerts I have. So that's what I did. First thing in the morning, I had an invite for a job interview for Thursday. Of course, I accepted. So I get that on my calendar, do a little searching into the company, the usual, do these people really exist? And if so, what do they do kind of thing. It's a dental supply company. Cool. I can do it. Basic customer service. Conditions, pays fair, fully remote, and except for they do want 2 days in the office every other month. The city where the office would be located near me, a perfectly acceptable distance for me to do 2 days every other month. I may even be able to drive from home, go there both days, or I might drive in, stay with someone, and just stay overnight and be even closer. Either way, no hardship. So I go ahead, I accept the interview. Then I start applying for the jobs that were in my inbox Tuesday morning. I took a chance and applied for a contract as opposed to a full-time permanent position. Now, I was definitely interested, but had hesitation about the contract aspect. I went in, I decided to go ahead and just go for it and see what happens. Less than 10 minutes later, I had a live person calling me on the phone to talk to me about the actual position. And what she told me sounded great. Even if it was a contract, it was a pretty good situation. So we talked for a few minutes. She's a headhunter, to be completely real. So we talked. She gave me the details about the position, the company that it would be for. Can't say. But I was definitely interested. She told me the length of the contract, the potential to have that contract extended, and the pay, which was, I'm not going to lie, amazing. The job description was practically identical to what I've been doing for the past almost 8 years. Super interested. So I talked to my partner and we agreed that the contract is not a problem, even though it requires in office 3 days a week. The pay would be worth it. And so I went ahead, I called her back, said, I am definitely interested. Take my information back to the company. She sent me a questionnaire to fill out. I filled out all of the answers, sent that back to her. And I got an email back from her saying what a pleasure it was speaking. She would get this over to them, yada, yada. And I've heard nothing since. Now, knowing it's a third-party situation and they're probably going through a myriad of candidates, I'm not surprised to not hear back yet. And if I don't hear back, I might be disappointed, but I also knew it was a long shot. So we'll see what happens. So now, with all of this happening Tuesday, I decided to wait and see how the interview process played out throughout the week, see if I heard back from the headhunter. Still haven't heard back. That's fine. And so I didn't get my video out. That's okay. It's how it goes sometimes. Thursday comes along. I tried to do my interview. Now, this was hilarious. I know I mentioned having my burner phone. And that's the number on my resume. That's the number they were supposed to call me at. I didn't get a call. I sent an email apologizing for, if there was any misunderstanding about the time. I didn't receive a phone call, and do we need to reschedule? So I get an email back, and she said, I tried to call, but it went straight to voicemail. Like, that was really bizarre because I had my phone on. I haven't even set up voicemail on that phone. Whatever. It's fine. And so I messaged her back and said, how sorry I was. I wasn't sure what was happening. I gave her my primary phone number and said, please call me at this other number. I'm available. I am so sorry about any misunderstanding or technical issues preventing the call from coming through. She called me. The interview went pretty well. I felt like it went really well. They gave me the pay, the job description, answered some questions, the usual interview stuff. She asked me some behavior questions. What would you do in a situation where the customer's not happy, but you can't really fix their problem? That kind of thing. The usual behavioral questions that are common in a first round interview. Well, it went well enough, despite the complication with the phone number, that she actually said, well, if I know you're asking for more, but this is the most we can give you. If, let's just say, we can do this amount, would you want to move forward to a second interview? I said, absolutely. Are you okay with coming into the office location every other month for a couple of days? Absolutely. So she put me in for the second interview the next day, Friday. It's like, I'll schedule you with the hiring manager for tomorrow. Okay, this is progress. I was kind of excited. I definitely had, the usual things like, is it really the best opportunity? Is it really what I want? Does it even matter? Not really, because at this point I would just like I would just like some activity. To be honest, I just want some activities. So I agreed to the second interview. The second interview went also, in my opinion, very well. Now, during the first interview, she said it could be 2 to 3 weeks before I would hear back if they moved me forward. So in the second interview, she ended it by telling me that I sounded like a really strong candidate, and I agree. I do feel like the job would be, it would be a good enough job. Not ideal, not my long-term aspirations, but good enough for now. Absolutely. And who knows, I might even like it. So I have decided that if they offer me the position, unless I have something else lined up, I will take it. It's not terrible. It's a good enough job. And the office environment sounds, or the company culture sounds really great. So about that, the job doesn't start till October. So they're still early in the process of interviewing and seeking people to fill the role. The reason they're filling the role is they're actually expanding their customer service base, their customer service staff. So, good enough. But what she told me about the in-office days are, she says it's the first day it's kind of like a convention or just a meeting. So it's getting together with your coworkers that we never see because we're all remote otherwise. Product demonstrations, in-office lunch provided, games. She made it sound like a lot of fun, actually. So I think the in-office 2 days it might even be refreshing. And I told her as much. Like, working full-time from home, it would be nice to get in once every couple of months to just check in and connect with people. And so if they offer it, at this point, I will take the job. They provide me all the equipment I need at home. I don't have to provide my own computer or any of that. I know some jobs are a little sketchy in that regards. It's 6 weeks of training. There's not a lot of growth potential, but it is steady pay. And it is steady pay that's a relatively fair rate. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing what happens, and I do hope that they offer me the position. I do feel like even though there's a little bit of a sales component, it didn't sound like hard sales. It's more just upselling on calls. The calls she described as being relatively short. And so it really doesn't sound, it sounds okay. So I am hoping that they will extend the offer to me and we can put an end to this whole job search stress for a while. However, the job doesn't start till October. So for unemployment purposes, I would still continue my search. But that's the update on the interviews. So I had 3 interviews last week, and this one is the second 2 for for the dental supply company seem pretty promising. So I am definitely hoping for that. Now, I'm going to pull up my email. I'm not going to put it on screen, but I do want to. Okay, let's go back. I'll have to pull it up. I want to read you the letter. So I put in for, this is a job that I applied for, I also believe on Tuesday. And I received this rejection letter today. Hi, my name. Thank you for your interest in this position. Oh, I should clarify. When I applied for this one, I did my usual job search or my job match analysis compared to my resume. 90%, it was a 90% match and not a change. It was a position doing exactly what I've been doing. So I need to make that clear. It's not like a shift in career direction or different job type like the customer service position would be. I was doing quality assurance. Switching to customer care is a transition. This was for a quality assurance position. The job title: reviewer, quality analyst, or QA analyst. So here is my rejection letter. Thank you for your interest in this position. Unfortunately, we've reviewed your application and have decided we won't be moving forward with you for this role. In the meantime, you may find it helpful to explore career coaching through a third-party resource which offers guidance for those navigating career transitions. We'd like to extend the opportunity for you to receive free career coaching from our partner. Her name. Here is the link to contact with her. Best wishes in your future endeavors. Okay, now the irony here being I've been working with a career coach. Now they don't know this, of course, but they're trying to sell me on career coaching. Now, I know it said free. I also know that they're not likely actually offering me anything for free. Just like I've mentioned in some of the other updates, I've been inundated with, oh, let's redo your resume kind of emails and touch points via different job search sites. Now, I'm expecting, and I'm not going to reach out because I can already kind of see where this is going from the resume update avenue. Is more than likely they want to give me a free trial session and then rope me into paying. And you know, people who are desperate in their job search, there are people who will pay. But I've already been working with a coach, so I'm definitely not interested in signing up for a different one. And I think it's a pretty ridiculous bait and switch. Apply for a job so we can sell you a coaching experience. Now, I'm in a position, I can be a little bit amused by this. I can laugh at the absurdity, but I'm equally angry on behalf of people who are truly desperate and late stage looking for work and far more stressed out than I am. And yes, this job search thing is stressful. And when you find yourself unemployed for an extended period of time, people are willing to do just about anything to restore their income. And I don't know if I want to say people like this or organizations like this will take advantage. So I wanted to just put out a warning. My customer service, wow, public service announcement of the day, if you will. Beware of bait and switch. Now, I've heard of situations where people get into an interview and the job they're being offered is vastly different from the job they applied for. I even ran into a little bit of that early on with the insurance company trying to rope me into multi-level marketing. I mentioned that. But it's a special kind of evil to take advantage of people who are already stressed out and, I dare say, some desperate to restore their income by tricking them into applying for a job so they can get them signed up for probably very unnecessary coaching. So that's where we are today. Active in the interview process for one job starts in October. Hoping to hear back from a contract position. Not sure when that one starts, but the company, the headhunter company is legit. Did my search. The company that they're hiring for, very legit. And from my understanding, an excellent company to work for if you can get in there on a permanent basis. So even if it means a drive, that would be the one I would really, really want. And scam rejection letters. That's been the week. Thank you for joining me for the most recent update. And I will keep you all posted. Thank you. I appreciate all the support, and I'm here to provide you with support as well. We're in this together. Let's all find our next dream jobs. So in the meantime, stay blessed, stay authentic, and stay connected. And I will see you in another video / live stream soon.